Hi, good afternoon. Welcome everybody. I can see that some of you are already here, which is great. And here's me in front of a hedge. So, no expectations today. Hi Catherine, hi Tish. We're just going to take a very gentle walk around a residential neighbourhood. Hi Sarah, great to see you. So just to give you some perspective, that's where we're staying, just down there. So it's the third house along, that one. That one. That's the one where we're staying. Hi Dawn, hi Joanne. Hi Lisa, great to see you. I haven't seen you in ages. And hi Natalie, welcome everybody. Hi Cynthia. All right, so let's get started. As I said, it's just a neighbourhood walk and I'm hoping I can remember my way to the forest. And when we get there, I'm going to just do about 10 minutes, nothing too serious, just about 10 or 15 minutes of forest bathing. We haven't done that for a while. I'm probably out of practice and anyway, let's just enjoy the peace and quiet, serenity and the neighbourhood together. So instead of looking at me, and if you're joining this later as a recording, my name's Lynn. My husband and I have been travelling for a year, and today finds us in France. So this is an area called, well, the village is called Tarnos. Have I missed anybody? Let me see. I saw Tish, I saw Catherine. No, I think I've got everybody. If I missed anybody, just give me another wave and say hi again, because the chat's scrolling a little bit and I might have missed somebody. All right, so this is Tarnos, which is just north of the city of Bayonne, which is very close to Biarritz and the Spanish border. It's in the area called Landes. Catherine, great to see you, lovely to see you. So this is a very flat area. It's very close to the Atlantic coast, but it still has a little bit of affluence about it. And you'll notice as we walk past some of the houses that they're all quite different. They have their own unique features, such as this unusual garden feature here. It's a little bit different. The gardens are quite well manicured. We have electric gates on almost every driveway, including the one that we're staying in. So this sort of thing here, you need a remote control thing, gadget thing to open it. And lots of hedges. There seem to be hedges everywhere. They really like their hedges in this neighbourhood. Of course, we're still seeing some autumn colour, so we might spot a tree or two here and there featuring some autumn colour. But here we go. Here's a typical house of the area. Just seeing if it's, oh yes, we are. We're zoomed in out now. Still lots of shutters around, so people do like their shutters. All right, let's keep moving, but you'll notice that there's lots and lots of manicured hedges as we walk past as well. We're going to do a little bit of a circuit because the road goes around a little windy path and then we'll end up in the forest. Now I'm intrigued by these things. Does anybody know what these things are? Are they just spider webs? Yeah, let me see if I can zoom in on what I'm talking about. Where are we? The end of that branch there. There's this sort of little white cluster there. Is that just a spider web? What's that? Hi Ronnie, great to see you. Lovely to see you. Yeah, I'm intrigued by that. I guess it's a spider web. But look at this gorgeous house here with the white and the blue. Obviously doing a little bit of reno work on this one. Might be a nest of spiders. Ooh. Yeah, it could be. So there's still some flowers around as well. Where are we? We're in November. Everyone knows what month we're in. It's 22 degrees here today. was going to walk out with a polar fleece jacket on. It's quite cool in our apartment, which is lovely. Well, I got to the door, looked at the weather app, and went, oh, okay, apparently it's warm out there. So we are heading to Strasbourg next week, and I've already looked up the temperature for my Wednesday, next Wednesday afternoon. 8 degrees. 8 degrees it's going to be. Here we go, look at this gorgeous colour here on the, I think it's a liquid amber, this tree. 9 degrees where you are, Dawn. You're in the north of England somewhere, aren't you? I remember seeing a really cute little car around the corner here the other day. Let's see if it's still here. The cute little Fiat Bambino. Okay, so as I said, we're going to head towards the forest and we'll go for a little walk. Sunderland. Sunderland, is that near Newcastle? Nice and cool. 8 degrees, that's the maximum next Wednesday. I'm going to need to be pulling out double layers of socks and things, I think, for that one. So yeah, look at this cute house. We have something similar to that in Australia, that sort of round frontage. There, look at that. Oh, Sunderland's near Newcastle. Yeah, okay. 9 degrees here too in London already. Ugh. Yeah, as I said, I'm going to need my all my double layers of everything once I get there next week. It's going to be a bit of a shock to the system, I think. And you know what else? I thought, okay, Strasbourg. They've got Christmas markets. The Christmas markets start the day after we leave, wouldn't you know it? But the good news is that the next destination that we're heading to, there's another cute house there. A row of bins in front of it, which doesn't make it very appealing, but still. Okay, I can see the forest ahead of us. What was I saying? Yes, Christmas markets. I thought, Strasbourg, they're going to have some awesome Christmas markets. They start the day after we leave, which is good planning on my part. But I've been agonising over my booking all day today. Luckily, payment wasn't due till tomorrow. So where we were staying was about 3 kilometres out of the centre of the city, but it's on the second floor, and you all know what my knees are like. 12 days in an apartment on the second floor. I was actually starting to get quite anxious about it. So the price was good, the apartment was lovely, but the whole stairs thing was making me feel quite anxious. And so I've changed my booking, I've cancelled it, changed to a different place, and I think it's on the ground floor, so that's cool. But it's costing us an extra $20 a day, which adds up. So anyway, that's my problem, not yours. I just thought I'd share that with you. All right, here, look at this place. Isn't this lovely? Look at that. Yeah, it's definitely going to be more comfortable, Tish. Way more comfortable. And we just had to bite the bullet as far as the cost went, because it just doesn't make sense for me to be going up and down stairs, not in the shape that my knees are in. So looking back along the street, I think we might end up walking back that way. Depends where we shoot, where we pop out of the forest once we're done. But I think we're going to be coming back along this way, and there's some rather cute houses along there as well. But we're going to dive in along this little path here. And there's no lift. No, that's right. No lift, Dawn. Yeah, it gets expensive as we gets expensive as we get older, doesn't it? The things that we start to need more of No more two-man tents and very economical accommodation for us. Yeah, those days are long gone. We used to have a combi van when we had our first child. He was just a baby. We had a combi van. We were, taking weekends away in down the south coast from Sydney and all that. Couldn't do that these days. I would hate it. So our next destination, the good news is, after Strasbourg, has an amazing Christmas market. We haven't booked anything yet, but it has an absolutely amazing Christmas market. Apparently it is one of the oldest and one of the biggest in Germany. So, all right, now I just got a signal warning. Let's hope that that doesn't last very long, because I'm going to get past this house up ahead, and then we might start just exercising a little bit of forest bathing. But this is incredible. Look at this house here. Okay, so far, thanks, Dawn. So we can see where the water drains off the roof into this pile of river pebbles. Really gorgeous. And lots of places around here have really large lots around them as well. Hi Diane, welcome. Signal's fine so far. Okay, so here's where we are. We're just in this little pocket of forest, and I'll explain what we're going to do. Everyone put on your shower caps and grab I'm not sure what that's about. So for anyone who's here who hasn't done forest bathing before, it's kind of a relaxed form of meditation. There's no real structure to it. It's a kind of mindfulness or meditation. And basically what it is, it's a Japanese practice. It first came about in the 80s as a reaction to the tech-heavy lifestyle that was affecting workers, long hours, that sort of thing in Japan. And the government realised, this was an official thing, the government realised that the health of their workers was at stake, so they implemented this thing called forest bathing, Shinrin-yoku. Hi Tariq, welcome. Might not signal mine until now. Okay, hopefully the signal sorted itself out. So basically what it is, it's getting out into nature. In its most simplest form, it's getting out into nature. But the idea is that you explore all your five senses, you take in every minute detail of your surroundings, you breathe. And the way that I deliver this as a virtual experience is that I will describe my experience as far as I can remember. It's not easy to do, in the first person. So I'll describe what I see, what I feel, so it's your sense of sight, your hearing, smell, touch, and taste. Well, I won't be tasting anything, you'll be pleased to know. I wouldn't trust myself to be tasting any of the plants that I don't know, but everything else we will explore. And I will do my best to describe in minute detail what I'm feeling, and I invite you to put yourself in my shoes, try and experience it, or trying to imagine that you're experiencing what I'm experiencing. So let's, she has, Dawn, she's already watched it. So from here on in, I won't engage with the chat. I'll keep an eye on it in case there are signal issues, but apart from that, I won't engage with the chat. I'll simply glance at it from time to time, and then we'll come back in about 10 or 15 minutes. How does that sound? Do you reckon we're good with that? But before I start, I just want to show you, this is a cork tree. So you might be able to see there. Look at that. I'm getting that signal warning again. So there we go, there's where the cork the outer cork layer has been removed from the tree. Imagine the ants on your tongue. And I think that's just extraordinary. It's really beautiful. Okay, all right, so here we go. And the first thing that I will describe for you is the feeling of the forest floor underneath my feet. So as I walk, the ground surface is covered in what I assume are pine needles, leaves, pieces of bark, twigs, and I feel the texture of all of those objects beneath my feet. I can hear the crunching. I can hear the crunching of my feet. Every now and again I see acorns from the oak trees on the ground. In the distance I do hear the sound of traffic. I try to push that aside and listen for the sound of the birds. I'm drawn towards the trunk of a tree, what I'm guessing is another cork tree, and moving close to inspect the texture of it more closely. Dead leaves alongside living leaves create a contrast of colour, and vines climbing the trunk of the tree. I feel a soft breeze on my face. Slightly cooler in temperature than the ambient air. My attention is drawn to a stream where I notice the reflections on the surface of the water. And the wind breaks the surface, creates a very slight ripple. A different tree, completely different bark texture, rough under my hand. I try to detect scents, nothing obvious. I hear a crackle in the forest. Is it a falling leaf or is it a bird? I'm really not sure. A fallen pine branch gives me the opportunity to touch, feel the texture of the needles, slightly sticky. Distant noises compete for my attention. The bark of a dog. I look up. To discover the patterns the trees make as they reach for each other. Unusual hole in the ground. I wonder what makes it. I know there's no wombats here. What digs? What digs in France? Let's just get out of this person's way.
Hop, elle arrive. Elle a peur. Bonjour madame.
Bonjour. Oh,
Samba. Hop. Samba, elle est où? Elle est partie là-bas.
bunnies and foxes.
Elle est où? Samba.
Okay. I think I presented a challenge. The forest gets darker ahead. The trees are closer together. I'm unfamiliar with most of the foliage around here. I'm out of my depth. So all I can do is wonder what the trees are, wonder what the plants are. Still no smells demand my attention. Although a very faint, earthy smell starts to penetrate. Just noticed a tiny insect just buzzing in front of me. I have no idea what it is, but it stays stationary. It's just hovering right in front. Not even sure if the camera's catching it. I think it might be. Some kind of bee, perhaps. Twisting vines. Starting to feel the warmth on my face. I paused to look at the moss on the tree, lichen. Creating a gorgeous texture and colour patterns. Another cork tree catches my eye. We can see the contrast between the outer layer and the surface exposed beneath. A marker on a tree indicating the direction for who knows what. And I've come across a fallen tree exposing what lies beneath the surface, covered in moss. First indications of the breakdown that will occur, no doubt, to this tree over time. Two trees exposing the contrast between their two barks next to each other. All right, everyone, I said it was only going to be short, and I'm going to finish up here. How did you feel about it? I need practice. I'm out of practice. And the reason that I'm stopping here is because we've come across one of these strange objects. So apparently this is disc golf. Oh, thanks, Tish. Thanks, Lisa. Yeah, I know it was only short. I'm out of practice. Frisbee golf, you're familiar with it, are you? We came across this the other day and we went, what on earth is that? So yeah, apparently it's frisbee golf, disc golf. And we appear to be right in the middle of the course, and I guess that number 16 is pointing to the next target on the course. I'm glad you enjoyed it, everyone. As I said, I'm out of practice. I used to do those for about half an hour in the Blue Mountains. I just kept, but there was things that I'm familiar with, and I just kind of not sure how to translate what I'm seeing and feeling, because I'm kind of unfamiliar with everything. What is this? What are these? No idea what those are. So I kind of also felt that, well, first of all, this is the first time we've really been near a forest for quite some time, since Germany really. And secondly, I kind of felt like we all needed a little bit of a moment to pause, a moment to breathe. No matter what side of the fence you're on, and I know that we're not all on the same side of the fence, but I do know that a lot of people were shaken. A lot of people were expecting one thing, and when that didn't happen, I think there's a lot of disbelief, there's a lot of grief. But for some people, it played out exactly as they wanted. So not really my place to take a side one way or the other when I do this. But I did recognise that some of us in our community, I think they needed an outlet. So I hope that we went some way to doing that today. I thought I'd bring you down to this puddle for a reflection shot. Here we go. We'll have a nice reflection across there. Natalie, I will do it whenever I am anywhere near a forest and the conditions are right. I would love to do it. I was actually going to make it a thing, make it a, Friday in the forest. But then, we didn't have any forest. We didn't really... Nothing's very accessible when you're travelling by public transport. So we're lucky that right here I could just walk out the front door through a little section of suburbia and be right here. In actual fact, there's a factory or there's something up ahead. We'll see that in a minute. I'm going to take you back through a little part of that residential area and see a few more lovely houses. But we just can't figure out what this is up here. Behind this fence there's a huge car park. A warehouse of some sort, maybe? Oh, thanks, Lynn. Yeah. And as I said, whenever I have the opportunity, I will definitely try to. And I will try and make it a bit longer as well. But this one here is just a tiny little section of forest. So I grabbed the opportunity to do it. And I need practice. I need to get back into the swing of it. I need to get my mojo back. My forest bathing mojo. I did take lots of recordings of waterfalls and that sort of thing. I was planning to sort of upload that sort of stuff to, I don't know, TikTok or Instagram or something. Oh, look, we've got company. So here's the number 17. Look, we got company. He followed me. He followed me out the door. I was going so slowly that he was able to catch up. Thanks, Natalie. So yeah, we don't know what this car park is. It's a great big huge car park here. So as you can see, it's kind of odd. But it also illustrates that if you get the opportunity yourself, you don't need me to take you through the forest if you are near one. You know, just slow down, look at things, listen to the forest around you, listen for the birds, listen for the wind through the leaves. There's no wind today, it's very calm. In fact, I could probably disconnect this microphone I've got. Everyone says hi, Richard. And thank you, Dawn. Here, look at this. So these are the sort of things that I slow down and look out for, and then Richard gives me a hard time and says, oh, you know, you're looking at every tiny little thing. I say, yes, I am. Yes, I am. It's beautiful. Look at it. We've got this weird thorny bush beside it. I love slowing down and taking in the detail and looking at these beautiful textures. And of course, if the grass is thorn free, don't get much of that in Australia either, you know, take your shoes off, walk on the grass, walk barefoot on the grass if you're able to. Natalie says her cat's very relaxed. Oh, gar. Nice big purry noises, I guess. And Tariq says, I look at every little thing as you do not know what you will see. Exactly, Tariq, exactly. Wouldn't have seen that little bee buzzing in front of the camera. So you reckon it could be foxes, do you? I don't think it's a rabbit. I think it's too big for a rabbit. But there's several of these holes around here. We'll just keep looking at the forest as we walk, and then we'll end up back walking along the street and looking at some more houses. The purring makes you calm as well. I think they know. I think sometimes they know, don't they? Anyone know what this tree is? I'm certainly not going to eat them. I have no idea what this is. It's pretty. It's like a Christmas tree. You can have little coloured baubles hanging off it. What I haven't seen any of is mushrooms. I think we must be past mushroom season. Here's another one of these holes. Look at the size of it. It's huge. So you reckon that could be a fox? I have no idea what it is. Could it be a pig? It's a very small area for there to be a pig in, I think. It's surrounded on all sides by suburbia and car park and stuff. I think we went that way last time, didn't we? And came out further down the street. I think that's the way we went. Yeah, it's really sandy here because we're very close to the beach. Could be a mole. Do you reckon they have moles around here? Mole. Anyway, something that digs, and it's not a wombat, I can tell you that much. That's one thing I'm certain about. Here, look, here we go. I've got to do this again. He sometimes, Dawn, yes, Gar as well, he sometimes even listens to me. Hello, Gar. Did he hear me? Did his ears perk up? A pig mole. We might have discovered a new species, do you think, Tish? So there's that house again, just in the distance through the trees there. It's really interesting. Oops. Yeah, there we go again. So whatever it is, there's a few of them around. And I'm not coming here at night time to find out what it is. Just Storm. Hi, former Hago companion. Storm, welcome. Great to see you. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, won't you? And Storm, are you in our group, Going Places Virtually? Have a look for Going Places Virtually on Facebook, and you'll find several of the former Hago guides in there. Yeah, just look for a group called Going Places Virtually and you'll see most of us, I think all of us on this chat at the moment. Rich is lagging behind, I don't know what he's doing. I was just going to point out something to be aware of on the trail. Yeah, join up the group. It's Bev's group. She was a voyager on Hago. Created the group once Hago closed down, and quite a few of us are actually in there sharing our tours as well. Storm, I leave my tours up on YouTube. I don't take them down. Well, I do eventually, but it could be months or even years before I do. So you can always catch a recording, go back and see previous recordings. All right, we're about to pop out on the road and then we'll see some more of the lovely French houses around here. So my plans between now and next Wednesday, I don't have any at the moment. We probably will go into Bayonne tomorrow, but it'll be just us. Just enjoying maybe market day. We're hoping that there'll be some Saturday markets around that food hall that we saw yesterday. And what I am working on though is I'm actually going to put together, because I think we're going to have a few days with not much happening. I'm going to go back and start working on, or resume working on rather, some of my old Hago recordings. So the one I'm working on at the moment, and I may deliver as a YouTube premiere if I can get it up in time. I'd like to do it on Monday. Was from Long Reef, where we were. I don't know if you recall that I went to stay with my father, who suffers from dementia because my mother was in hospital. So we were living in the Blue Mountains at the time, near Sydney, and I ended up staying with Dad for about 8 days, I think it was. And while I was down there, my brother would come down during the day and just give me a little bit of a break, and I went down to Long Reef and did a virtual tour from there, a Hago tour, and a few other places as well. So what I'm going to do is hopefully get that Long Reef recording up on YouTube by Monday and deliver it as a YouTube premiere. It was absolutely gorgeous. Enjoy your time in Bayonne. Yeah, thanks Natalie. All right, so we'll walk back this way. Rich is giving me a shrug. And look at some more of these gorgeous French houses. So while we're in Bayonne tomorrow, what we'll do as well, here we go, here's another one. Check out the chocolate factory. Do you remember I showed you the chocolate factory yesterday? Pretty sure. Will you have a group watch for the premiere? Well, basically, Tish, have you done a YouTube premiere before? Basically, I schedule it so it's at a particular time that it goes live. There is still a chat. So just like you're doing right now, you can chat, and I'll be there on the chat. So I won't be there live verbally, but I will be there in the chat. Are you getting homesick for Australia? A little bit, Lynn, a little bit. Yeah, I guess we're starting to think about it a bit. But we're still curious. I think that's the important thing, is we're still curious about the places that we're visiting, and we still feel like we have more to see. So I'm going to have to do a visa run. Does everyone know about that? Oh, this is pretty. Look at this house here. So I'm only allowed 90 days in the Schengen zone. I had to reschedule that, which has cost us more money as well. I was leaving the Schengen zone on day 83 or something, and then it suddenly clicked. Oh, here's this one we were looking down the street at. Suddenly clicked, if I leave on day 83, that actually doesn't give me any more time in Europe. But Germany and Australia have what they call a bilateral agreement, a visa arrangement. Yeah. So what that means is that, hi Inga, lovely to see you. I am missing Australia and I have never been there. Oh, Lynn, don't worry, I will be back there in January. And in the meantime, how about I try and get some old Hago tours up for YouTube premieres to satisfy that Australia withdrawal. It's they've got an interesting driveway, these people. So you have to leave on day 90, exactly on day 90. If you overstay, obviously you're overstaying your Schengen visa. If you leave before day 90, you run out on day 90, if that makes sense. So I had to reorganise my flights, which I had to pay a penalty for. I will be flying to London just for 4 hours. So I literally turn around and come back again. So I'll be doing that on, when am I doing that? November 30. A quick trip to London, hang around the airport for a few hours and then fly back. So this is where we entered the forest, just over here. We're back to where we came from. So there we are, just went in over there, just between those two houses. And that's the lovely architect designed house over there. All right. we might walk towards the church. There's a cute little church just up here. Am I zoomed in? Let me just double check and make sure I'm not zoomed in. Oh, it was a little. These people have a pool. Yeah, so I get a fresh new 90 days when I return to Frankfurt on the 30th of November, which we only need for a few weeks. I hope, yeah, Richard says you hope. So that's if they let me back in. Those trees to my right. Oop, what are those trees to my right? Was it the palms? Is that what we were looking at? Thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you again as soon as I get something scheduled. There's another little park up here which is quite nice. Yeah, some sort of palms they were. Let's see if I can see that. There actually quite a few of the people have palm trees here. There's those ones there. It was great to have you, Lisa, and I hope Ken's doing well. I saw the photo you shared where he was standing the other day, which is fantastic. Yeah, look at the texture of this.
It's cool.
Yeah, another cork tree. My visual looks a bit jumpy. Does it look okay to you? I'm feeling like it's a little bit jumpy. So, yeah. Strasbourg, then Christmas markets. I'm not going to reveal the name of the town just yet, mainly because we haven't booked anything yet. Then Frankfurt, just long enough for me to fly to London and back. Then a few more weeks in Germany. I hope.
I'll be there.
Yeah, Richard's fine. He's okay. He's got a German passport. And, maybe I can do a Tom Hanks Passenger. Is it Passenger? Is that what it was called? I can just stream from London Airport for 2 weeks. Or Frankfurt Airport. I mean, I've got to leave from Frankfurt eventually. I went into a little bit of a panic because I thought, oh, I'm going to Dublin and how does that all work? And I'm not going to be allowed in, and I've had too many days, and I was really getting myself really worried until someone pointed out Ireland isn't in the Schengen zone. It's in the EU, but it's not in the Schengen zone. So we're fine. I was panicking for nothing. But what it did was it drew attention to the fact that I was going to be in strife with the 90 days thing. So I got it all sorted out eventually. I hope. I think I've got 4 tabs open on my phone at the moment, all with various references to this bilateral agreement thing that all kind of say vaguely, I am allowed to do this. I hope. All right, so there's a little church here. And as I said, this was just a little neighbourhood walk. I hope you enjoyed it because it's different. It's just different. Here's this little church, quite cute. It's not open. Scotland's not in the Are you sure about that, Diane? I thought because it was part of the UK that it was in the Schengen zone. Oh no, beg your pardon. No, you're right, Brexit and all that. Yeah, that's right. Well, we're going to Dublin on our way to San Francisco, so Dublin's on our way home. I would have done Scotland, I guess, or UK, but UK's expensive. London's expensive. I mean, here's expensive. Spain was okay, but everything else is expensive. Ronnie Lynn says, that's funny that you have to pop over to London for a few hours and go back. Yeah, that's the reason why I'm going to London. I'm just not thinking at all, Diane. Sorry. Sorry?
The German embassy.
Yeah, the German embassy said all that. So they basically said you can leave and come back on the same day, which is what I'm doing. So basically, you just got to get a stamp in your passport to say that you've left, and then get a stamp in your passport on your return, and it just all resets. You can't go to any other Schengen zone country unless they too have a bilateral agreement, because you're supposed to only stay in the Schengen zone for 90 days out of 180. Yeah, sure, UK isn't Schengen. Yeah, I just wasn't thinking, Diane. Yeah, bear with me. Excuse me. Excuse my muddled brain. All right, so I think, yeah, sorry, being very vague. So this is Tarnos. This is Tarnos, town of Tarnos. It's quite nice. Sunsets happening in that direction. And I think that's basically it, guys. I'll turn the camera around in a second. Just let this motorbike go past me. There's the church. Turn the camera around. All right, there we go. That was it. That was just a little walk around Tarnos for you with a little bit of forest bathing. Hope you all enjoyed that. Yeah, thanks, Tish. Cute little green car went up there. Little Fiat, I think. Fiat 500. It confuses a lot of people. Brexit wouldn't have affected us as much if we'd been in Schengen. Yeah, Brexit just was a nightmare, wasn't it? I mean, who could believe that? Dawn says, thanks Lynn, lovely relaxing tour. I'm glad you enjoyed it. That was the aim. Just something low key, no rushing around, just enjoying our scenery and really relaxing and breathing and enjoying each other's company. And if we achieve that, then that's all good. All right, so I'm going to schedule the Where Am I Wednesday. I'm in the middle of doing that. I think I actually did schedule it, I just haven't put it on the calendar yet. So that's going to go up today. And I'll be working on, thanks Inga, I'll be working on that Long Reef tour as a premiere. So keep an eye out for that one as well. I'll put that one on the calendar. As I said, aiming for Monday to do that. Hoping I don't need to do too much editing because that's the time-consuming part. All right, guys. See you again soon. Okay, bye for now.